Okay, sweet. So let's do it. So effectively what we're going to do here, guys, okay, is today is full body. Okay, so we're going to be stretching the whole body. So ideally a towel will be amazing because we'll use that to get into our shoulders and whatnot. Okay. But before that, we'll start with a little bit of spinal movement and connecting our breath with the spine. So, you know, if you're sitting down, that's cool. But ideally, if you can sit up, that'd be amazing. So basically what we need is something that we can sit on. And effectively what we're going to do is, you know, when we sit, basically our hips can't really screw things up, right? So effectively we're going to be moving our spine, and the way we're going to move our spine is very, very simple. So on our breath in, so as we breathe in, we're going to round our back, and as we round our back, we're going to spread those shoulder blades together. So effectively we're going to be arching our back, rounding our back as much as possible, tucking the chin in. As we breathe out, exhaling out, we're going to turn our hands out so my shoulders turn, basically squeezing my shoulder blades. I'm going to lift my sternum on my chest up to the ceiling, and I'm going to try arch my back as much as possible. So one more time, as we breathe in, nice and slow, control. I'm going to round my back as much as possible. As I breathe out, I'm going to get, okay, as tall as possible. Now, the cool thing here is you can, you know, dictate where the roundness is coming from. You can reach low, you can reach across. Same thing when you kind of, you know, extend back. So play with your spine a little bit. Remember, this is nice and slow work. So it's not meant to be aggressive. It's not meant to be fast. We're not going to see how many reps can you get in there. So this is why just try and marry your movement with your breath. Okay, so nice and simple, straightforward. We're just going to go for 2 minutes. Okay, when you're ready, let's get it on. Okay, so as you breathe in, don't be scared to pause for a second or two on those end ranges. Just finishing that rep off. Okay. Now, effectively what we're going to do is just spending 1 more minute, same thing, but this time, rather than kind of just nice and, you know, flexion and extension, so just kind of going forwards and backwards, what we can do, hopefully you can see this from 45, is we can start to explore different corners. So we can start to reach 45, maybe extend, you know, not just straight forwards and backwards, that's different corners. Now, again, try and marry your breath with the movement. So some examples could be something simple like, you know, rather than kind of just reaching forward, you can side bend and twist a little bit and reach to the sides a little bit. So you're trying to kind of stretch the spine in a different way. Again, there is no right or wrong. Okay, so effectively what we're doing is we're getting heavy from the hips. So that way the hip is out of the equation, the lower body is out of the equation. Everything has to come out of the spine a little bit. Now you can use your hands, okay, use your head to kind of dictate where you're going, which vectors and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a play, but again, as always, just take it slow, okay? And try hold those end ranges for a second or two. So, don't just rush in, get out kind of thing. Hold it, pause, if it feels good, hang in there for a little while. Cool? So just a minute. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, 1. And finishing that rep off. Okay, cool. From there, let's get onto our feet and let's get that body moving a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to take John's advice and then put this microphone on my hat. Let's see. Oops. Come on, Vic. There we go. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit clearer now. Okay. So all we're gonna do here, guys, nice and simple. Okay, just starting with the feet first. And we're gonna just pick one leg up, doesn't matter which one. We're just gonna start to rotate the ankles. Okay. Now the key thing here is imagine your big toe is like a pen, and we're trying to draw as much of a big circle as possible. And we're going in one direction, doesn't matter which, because we're gonna do both. Okay, just nice and simple, nothing crazy. The only thing I want to ask you to kind of be mindful of is bringing awareness to the fact that we're just moving at the ankle joint. So we're not trying to, rotate at the hips or the knees kind of thing. Okay, just at the ankles. Sometimes it helps to look at what you're doing. Okay. And, if you're starting to hear crunching or popping and things like that, that's cool. Okay. Let's change direction. Nice and simple, nothing crazy. Okay, you may feel or find that one side is a little bit more coordinated and more willing to go in one direction than the other. Okay, and again, that's cool. Just be mindful of it. Make sure you are moving at the ankle joint. And then let's swap it over. Okay, so feet in front of you. Let's choose one direction and then slow, controlled, nice big circles. And with any circular motion that we, undertake, we want to make sure, there isn't a start or a stop. So imagine a circle, you want to keep it smooth and, continuous, right? As opposed to, being able to draw one really awesome circle in one corner and then suddenly having to pause or having to do certain things, okay? Try to keep it smooth. As always, start small and then start to build, okay, and amplify the movement a little bit. Remember, the big toe is like a pen. Let's change. Smooth. The standing leg may start to burn a little bit, and again, that's okay. Suck it up. Embrace the suck. The last one, and finish it off. Okay, you can shake your feet off. And then from there, guys, all we're gonna do is nice and simple. I'm just gonna get to our hip joint a little bit. And we're gonna keep things very, very simple. Again, hands on the hips. We're not gonna be super strict in terms of, saying we can't really rotate. We'll try to limit our rotation at the hips, okay? But what we're gonna do effectively is keeping it very, very simple, just 5 reps per side, okay? We're going to drag our toes from back behind us, in front of us to bring the knees in front of us. We're gonna take the knees to the side, drop the knee, reach back, drag the toes on the ground, bring it, okay? So we're gonna go from backwards, okay, to forwards, okay, just into little hip rotations. Here we go. So hands on the hip, you can look at one focal point, bringing the knees up in front of you, taking it to the side, slowly turning at the hip joint, then starting all over again. Just nice and simple, okay? Now the intention is, trying to bring it as high as possible, as well as, making sure we keep it high as we turn in the side bit, okay? But if we're starting to lose balance and, stability is a big issue, maybe just kind of make that circle a little bit smaller, okay? But you want to keep it smooth throughout. This is number 4 coming up for me. Whoa. 5. Okay, so let's go to the other side, straight into it. Okay, so back to front, slowly. And again, you may feel one hip wanting to do certain things that are slightly different to the other. And again, that's okay. Just try to follow the principle. Okay. So no need to set a PB. Smooth. And we'll change legs. This time, guys, we're going to come from forwards to back. Knees are going to come to the outside and then in front of us. Boom. Okay, so we're just looking at the joints right now. Okay, so we're just greasing things up a little bit, getting those joints and certain structures around those joints into play. Let's change it up. Front, back to the side, in front of us. Okay, so if we're having to kind of really lean to the side, we're going to try to avoid that. So maybe again, make that circle a little bit smaller. And rest. Okay, so from here, now is the time to grab our towels because we're going to go into our upper body a little bit. Okay, and we're going to start with our shoulder dislocations. Okay, so a couple of things you want to be mindful of here. As always with the shoulders, guys, wider the hands, the more space I can create. So this is like, safe for me to kind of move around in, right? Or when I say safe, it's easier, right? The closer, the more overhead we get, the trickier it gets, okay? Because there's less space for me to move. So with all this upper body work, start a little bit wide and then gradually work your way in, okay? So as you warm up, then you can start to walk your hands in. Now, what we're gonna do is simple, straightforward, okay? Choose a hand distance that is gonna be appropriate for us, okay? So starting with, again, wider than narrower to start off with. So I'm gonna go wider than my shoulder width apart. Now, we wanna kind of make sure, okay, as we do the movement from the shoulders, the rest of the body isn't compensating, okay? So we'll say 2 things. We're gonna keep the rib cage down, which is effectively me saying, hey, we don't wanna be arching our back. So we're gonna keep our abs on and just keep the butt on as well. So effectively what we're doing here is, boom, this posterior tilt and abs are on. And this is the position, okay, from the torso, from the the rest of the body, we want to try and maintain. Okay, now at the shoulders, what we're going to do is hitting landmarks. Okay, so from here, as we reach in front of us, if you look at my index finger, I'm protracting, meaning I'm reaching forward. I'm spreading my shoulder blades. As I continue, I'm going to look at my index finger. I'm going to be elevating my shoulder blades. Now I'm reaching up to the ceiling. Now, as I come back, I'm retracting, meaning I'm squeezing my shoulder blades. But notice at this point, I'm still ribs down. I'm not doing this, right? Now from here, as I could make my way back behind my bum, my index finger, again, I'm depressing my shoulders. And then we're gonna restart that circle again. So effectively what we're doing here is no matter where your hands are, or the towel in this case, we're going to be reaching away from the shoulders at all times, looking to create space in the shoulders, okay? So nice and simple, okay? Let's start, okay? And again, this is nice and slow. Take your time. You know, after 3 to 4 circles, after you get a little bit warmer, then you can start to just gradually walk those hands a little bit closer, okay? Obviously that will make things a little bit trickier, okay? But that's the intention, okay? So we want to just grease the joints and then walking those hands a little bit closer. When I say a little bit, I literally mean a little bit, okay? So you will feel if you walk them too aggressively close together, we don't want to see like one arm bending to get back, that sort of thing. And there should be no kind of pinching or pain at the shoulders when you do this, okay? Yes, cracking and popping potentially, okay, that's okay, but pain, no. And again, keep thinking about what the shoulder blades are doing, okay? That's going to dictate what the shoulder joint is doing. Okay, now from here, what we're going to do, guys, is same thing, but rather than dislocation, we're going to go into inlocation. What that means is the towel's going to be behind us, okay? And then my palms are going to be facing forward, okay? So imagine, okay, palms facing forward. That's how I'm going to hold. So again, my thing is, my palms are facing forward, not back behind like this, okay? From here, same thing, same rules, same principle. Okay, hands a little bit wider to start off with, shoulders are down, rib cage is down. Okay, from here, I'm going to reach back, squeeze the shoulder blades, elevate as much as possible, and then I'm going to bring it in front of me. Okay, now my shoulders are slightly in internal rotation. So again, be mindful. From here, boom, slow control. Okay, again, start wide and then start to make your way in if that's appropriate for you. Last one. Okay, finish it off. Keep it going, keep it going. Okay, once you've done that, guys, we'll give the upper body a little bit of rest. We'll go downstairs. And then we're going to go into our pigeon pose. Okay, so what we're going to do is very nice and simple. Sitting onto the ground. And what we're going to get into here is this front leg, ideally, okay, at least you can see my thighs, okay. I want to make sure they are straight, in line with the hips possibly. If you're really tight, you can take that thigh bone out a little bit, okay. Same thing with the heels. If you're really tight and you start to feel this torque in the knee, maybe just bring the heels a little bit closer to your bum. But ideally, we want to see, boom, 90 from the knee joint as well, okay. What we're going to do here, guys, is an active pigeon. So effectively what we're going to do here is we're going to throw ourselves over. Now from here, we're going to make sure, okay, balls of our feet is on the ground. We're going to lift the back knee up. And the way we lift the back knee up is by using the back butt as well, okay? Now, from there, my hands are on the ground. And notice I'm not cranking my spine or my lower back. So I'm not trying to posture up. I'm going to work with where my spine is nice and long and there's no load in the back. This is my home. Now from here, we're going to hug the elbows, keeping the spine nice and elongated. I'm going to come down towards the ground. And then I'm going to posture up. Again, my hands are assisting me. Let's do 10 of these. Okay, last one, we're going to hold for 10 seconds. Here we go. Going down and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're going to hold this one for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Posturing up first, and then boom. Okay, we'll change sides. Okay, same thing on the other side. Okay, we're going to throw ourselves over. And again, one side is going to be different to the other, so be mindful. But we're going to lift the back knee up using a butt. Okay, my shoulders are square as they can be. My hips are nice and square. You may already feel this pull through the front butt. That's okay. Pulling those toes to the shin. Here we go. We're going to hug the elbows, hinge at the hips, come down, and then posture up for number 1. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Keeping that spine long. Let's hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Posturing up, and then boom, rest. Okay, we're going to quickly grab that towel again. Okay, and then all we're going to do here, guys, just for 1 minute. Okay, nice and straightforward, nothing too crazy. We're going to go around the world. So same thing, we're going to try and integrate that spine and shoulder together. Okay, and again, there is no right or wrong way of doing this. Just a couple of the principles we're going to try adhere to is we're going to keep our knees locked out, okay, and making sure the glutes are organized, so there should be nothing cranked through the lower back. Otherwise, what I want to see happen, okay, just nice and straightforward, is I'll let you know when we hit 30 seconds, but we're going to arms up. We're going to come into whichever way you feel good. So think about what we did at the start. Okay, you can reach as far forward, whatever. You can twist any direction you want to, but we'll just continuously start to work one way for 30 seconds. And then when I say, okay, 30, you're going to just switch directions a little bit. Okay, so you have a little bit of a freedom to move your spine and shoulders in any way you want to. When you're ready, we'll go in for 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you're not limited. You can dictate how you want to move. So you can explore a little bit better. "30 seconds. Okay, switching circles. You can obviously take a towel behind you as well, guys, if your hands are wide enough, that is. So again, remember, you're not limited to doing things in a particular way. and time. From there, towels down, we come down to the ground ourselves. We'll go into active pigeon, okay? It's the same thing as we did before. Maybe start on that side that is a little bit less loved, okay? So the side that you feel a little bit more rigid at, maybe start on that side so you can pay full attention to it. Okay, so position, back knee is lifted by using a butt, posturing, looking straight ahead. And here we go. We're gonna hinge, keeping that spine long, and then up for number 1. 2, 3, 4. You can start to get lighter and lighter on your fingertips if you want. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and we're going to come down. We're going to hold this one. Now for this one, you can lift your arms up behind you if you want, if you can. Okay, for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly posturing up and then boom. Okay, we'll go to the other side. Okay, so remember guys, ground is your best friend. Okay, you can definitely have your hands on the ground. Okay, but the lighter you try get, the more loading they'll be coming through the hips. Okay, here we go. Back knees lifted off. Okay, back in a good position, and let's hinge with that elongated spine and then posture up for number 1. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's posture up for that 10, and we'll come down for this last one. If we can, light as possible, maybe even the hands off for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Posturing up and then boom. Okay. Hopefully the hips are coming up a little bit better. Okay. So all we're going to do here, guys, is quickly just attack the upper body a little bit. We're going to go into, again, a little bit more straightforward, long duration hold just for the upper body. This is just one set. And the idea here is, we're obviously spending some time in these end ranges for the shoulders. So we're going to go overhead and arms back behind extension, okay? We're just going to hold it for a minute. Now, what the invitation here is that these long, slow holds hopefully gives you the opportunity to start to make these little refinements, but also the ability for you or the trust in yourself to explore those end ranges. So no, we're not setting PBs, okay? However, we should be thinking, okay, how can I use my breath to get a little bit deeper? Or, is this my end range? What small refinements can I make? Because when we kind of turn this into strength work, then that becomes a little bit simpler, okay? So we know where we can or can't go, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is our shoulder extension work. And that's simply hands back behind us with fingers pointed back. Now, as we've already alluded earlier on, remember, closer to the hands, the harder it becomes. So if you're really tight, maybe a little bit wider. But if you have to be this wide, okay, then we're not really going to get into the front of the shoulders the way we want to, okay? So quickly, recap from last week, fingers pointed back. We want to make sure we are squeezing, retracting the shoulders to keep the shoulders stable. We're pushing the ground away from us at all times. We're going to scoot our butt as far away from the heel of the hand, okay? Obviously, we can start to straighten the legs, okay? Maintaining, again, that integrity through the shoulders. So again, lifting the chest up or squeezing the shoulders, not dumping to the lower back. Obviously, if we can go a little bit further and further forwards, okay? Just a minute hold, making sure we breathe through this, okay? We'll go in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? And again, maybe just hold it for the first 10, 15 seconds before you go a little bit further or deeper, right? Just kind of see whether you can actually sustain this, okay? Making sure you're breathing. Okay. Chest is proud. Eyes are gazed up a little bit to the ceiling. Okay, so your head is up a little bit. You're looking to push the ground away as you retract or squeeze the shoulder blades together. That's going to allow you to get into the chest and the shoulders a little bit better. Tummy is organized somewhat, so you're not dumping into your lower back. If you feel this in the elbow joint quite aggressively, that's probably because you're hyperextending. So you probably need to back it off a little bit. And again, focus on that shoulder and the hand on the ground. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bend the knees and then scoot your butt back. And then make sure those limbs belong to you again. Okay, so that was extension. We're going to go into flexion, so which is basically hands over our head. And here, what we're going to do is we're going to effectively load the shoulders using our hips a little bit, okay, and our spine. Now, the key or the big idea here is that we're always trying to come down towards the ground, but be really mindful of two things, okay? Your hip position, which we're going to go from posterior, so hips back towards you, to anterior. So you're going to round and arch your back, okay? But really the shoulders, we're looking to always spread the shoulders, okay? So although we're doing this, that's what we're intending to do. Our mental note to ourselves is we're trying to spread the shoulders. We're trying to wrap our armpits. This is going to keep the shoulders a little bit stable, okay? And that way we can feel a lot more stretch, as opposed to collapsing in, and you potentially can feel pinching sensations. So there should be no pain, okay? Here we go. What we're going to do, bum is over the knees, fingertips. We're going to wrap the armpits, keeping that posterior tilt. We're going to bring ourselves down, okay? Anterior tilt will be dropping that belly button down to the ground, okay? So hopefully you can still hear me, okay? Here we go. Wrap the armpits, tuck the bum. We're going to slowly bring the chest and the armpit towards the ground. 30 seconds in this position. And then we're going to spend 30 seconds with the anterior tilt of the hip. So right now you should be looking to tuck your bottom underneath you while spreading the shoulder blades, and then trying to bring the front of your body as close to the ground as possible. Keep spreading the shoulder blades, or keep wrapping the armpits. Keep tucking the bum. Keeping everything same from the shoulders. Now you're gonna drop your belly button to the ground. So go into anterior tilt. Your head or your eyes may need to gaze a little bit up. Trying to get that collarbone to touch the ground. Arching your back, but again, spreading the shoulder blades, wrapping the armpits. Slowly backing it up. As always, exit strategy is up to you. Woo. Okay. Just kind of everybody just do this so I know you guys are alive. Okay, good. That's what I want to see. Okay, good people. So from here, what we're going to do is we'll come back to the shoulders a little bit later on. Okay, we're going to just take things downstairs. Now, effectively, what we're going to do here is we're going to look at the hips in their wide range. Okay, so effectively, what we're going to do is work through progression towards middle split and pancake. Okay, so effectively, we'll be looking to get into the adductors or the inner thighs. Obviously, the butt needs to come into play, okay? But we're going to get that spine involved as well. So 2 things we're going to go, 2 sets, okay? The first thing is our active middle split. And for this, you may need to, again, maybe, go next to a couch or maybe even a wall to a certain degree if you need a little bit of help, okay? However, most of you should be able to just touch the ground, okay? What we're going to be doing is pretty straightforward. Feet, toe heel out. We're going to go as wide as possible. And then we're going to slowly hinge at the hips, find the ground, and then look to kiss the elbows on the ground and maybe even kiss the head on the ground. Then slowly coming up. We're going to use our butt, squeeze the legs together, and then posture up. And this would be number 1. Okay, so we're going to do straightforward, just 8 reps of these. Okay, so the idea here is, stay 2 steps behind what you think you should be doing for the first couple of reps. As you build the trust and the confidence, then you will naturally want to go out a little bit further. Okay, when you have your hands on the ground, you'll be all good, but the real work is when you start to posture up. You will need strength to do that. Okay, so you're dictated or limited by your strength as opposed to your flexibility. Here we go. Okay, nice and simple. Toes are always facing forwards. Legs are always firm and locked out. So squeeze your quads and let's hinge down. Make our way to the ground. Kiss the elbows or hands, whatever you can do. And then slowly posturing up. Squeeze the butt, posture up nice and tall. This would be number 1. Let's go. Hands on the ground. Kiss the elbows. Okay, or try to get as low as possible. Coming up, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the bum, nice and tall. 2. Hinging, coming down, posturing up, locking out. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Last one. 8. And rest. Okay. So again, exit strategy is totally up to you. Okay. So that was a little bit of, hopefully a little bit hip opener. Okay. Now what we're going to do is the second move, we're going to look to just bolster or reinforce that. Okay. So we're going to go into a little bit of strength work. Same thing. We're going to be sitting onto the ground. And remember, if you struggle to sit on the ground with your back nice and straight, okay, or more importantly, if you're limited to like hinge, if you're doing more of these, it's way better to just elevate your hips up off the ground. So maybe grab a couple of cushions, a couple of those books you never read at home or whatever to raise the hips up, okay? Because we need to be able to hinge at the hips. With the leg width, again, flexibility will allow us to go quite far, but strength work, we can't do strength work there. So you may need to close your legs a little bit, okay? So a little reminder from last week, we're going to go into 3 things, okay? We're going to, first of all, toes pulled up to toes pointed to hinge at the hips. We're going to be going into these pancake pulses, okay, for 10 reps. From there, we're going to place our hands onto the ground, okay? Now, more forward my hands, the harder it becomes, okay? Closer, they're a little bit easier. But no one should be like falling back while having their hands back behind them, okay? This is where the legs may need to close a little bit because what we're going to do is we're going to lift those legs up for 10 reps, okay? At my tempo, okay? So no one's bouncing their legs or trying to just flicker them up, okay? Stick to my tempo for 10 reps. Then the 10th rep, we're going to hold for 10 seconds, okay? So remember, toes are pointed, quads are firm. We're lifting at the hip crease as opposed to the knee joint, okay? So we're going to pulse, lift, then hold. Everything's 10, 10, 10. So if everybody's ready, okay, elbow to elbow, posture, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands, point those toes, and let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay. If you got cramps, that's okay too. Onto our feet we go, okay? So we're gonna just do those 2 moves again, okay? So active middle split for 8 reps, then our straddle compression work, that 10-10-10 protocol, okay? So hopefully we're a little bit warmer, we should be a little bit more confident. So now we can explore the outer edges of our potential, okay? So now we can try, hit those end ranges a little bit. Here we go. Okay, nice and simple, as wide as we can. Take a moment to just gather yourself here. Legs are firm, toes are pointed forward. And then let's go. Hinge, find the ground, try to get as low as possible. And then posture up, squeeze, nice and tall. 1. Down. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. And rest. Whew. Okay, so from here, we're going to go into straddle compression. Okay, when we're ready, onto the ground. Okay. If we're ready, elbow to elbow, toes pointed. Here we go. And hinging. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hands in front of us, toes pointed, maybe close the legs a little bit. And here we go. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. Okay. Quick drink of water, guys. Quick drink of water. Hopefully, everybody's still in one piece. We're going to go into a little bit of a work. Now, next piece, we're going to go into a little bit of hamstring work, okay? But it's really compression too. And then we're going to go into shoulders as well. So we'll need our towel again, okay? And a couple of big details, a couple of big ideas, okay? With this work that we're about to do is we're going to be hitting 5-second isometric work. What that means is, 5-second hold. So we need to be strong in these positions for 5 seconds. We'll do 5 reps as well, okay? So effectively we're accumulating 25 seconds of time under tension in the end ranges. This is strength work, okay? So when we have that in mind, we want to make sure we need to be able to repeat the process and we need to be consistent with it. This doesn't mean go to don't hit it hard, but be mindful, okay, how we're hitting it hard. So with this type of work, especially at the end ranges, we want to make sure that we're not compensating, okay? So the first one, sticking with the lower body, we're going to go into our hamstring work. So we're going to wrap that towel around our feet. But before we start to kind of address this leg, look at this spare leg, okay? I'm gonna have that knee bent. I'm gonna make sure most of my spine is on the ground throughout the movement, okay? That I'm not gonna start to, lift the bum up or twist and that sort of thing. It sounds silly, but it will happen, okay? So what we're gonna be doing is this, making sure the towel is wrapped around the ball joints of your feet and your toes are gonna be pointed away from you as much as possible, okay? So not pulled back this way, but rather point those toes away and they will stay there. Now, what we're gonna do, or my call, is gonna be, we're gonna start with this bent knee position. We're going to straighten. We're gonna use the towel to then pull. And this is what's gonna stretch that hamstring, right? Now, my third and last cue is gonna be lift. What I mean by lift is we're gonna just take the tension off the towel a little bit and try hold this position using our own strength from the front of our hips, okay? So we can either pull to get up here. That's okay. That's what we call we're using upper body strength, but I want to use the lower body strength to keep ourselves there, okay? That's where the 5-second hold will be. So one more time, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be straightening, pulling, then lifting, holding for 5 seconds, then we'll bend again and repeat for 5 reps. Okay, so let's get down. Let's get those towels wrapped up, okay? Toes are pointed and knees are bent for the time being. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, bend, straighten, pull, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, bend, straighten, pull, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, bend, straighten, pull, lift, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, bend. And let's switch legs. Okay, so ball joints of your feet, toes are pointed, the knee is bent. In 3, 2, 1. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Bend. And rest. Boom. Okay. From here, we're going to go into our shoulders and we'll stay in this low kneeling position. If this is really hard, obviously you can be in this high kneeling position as well, but preferably you want your heel, so your bum or your hip out of the equation, okay? Now from here, a little bit like the in locates that we did at the start, the towel will be back behind us, okay? And remember the palms are facing forward. This is really important, okay? So I'm gonna be holding the towel back behind me, but the palms are facing forward. Now, just like the cues at the start, okay, the closer the hands, the harder it's going to be, okay? Because I've got less space in the front of my shoulders. Wide, well, you know what can happen, right? So you need to make sure we're working strength here. So I would suggest that, you bring your hands a little bit closer together. Then we're going to be focusing on 2 positions of the shoulders, which is going to be a down, aka depression. So down first, and then squeeze to lift. And we're going to be hanging out here for 5 seconds with the palms face straight to the ground. Okay. Now, a couple of things here. Make sure as you bring the hands up, we're not doing that at the cost of rounding our back or allowing the front of the shoulders to roll in. Okay. That's a big no. Yeah, obviously we want to make sure we're not hyperextending the back as well. Okay, so making sure the spine is nice and tall, looking at one place, choosing the hand distance. Okay, and remember you can adjust your hands as well as you do the move. Here we go. We're going to depress first. So down, squeeze, lift, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Push down, squeeze and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Down. Push down, lift, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down. Push down, lift, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. Push down, squeeze, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. I think that was 5. Okay, it could have been 4. It's all right, we'll do it again. Okay, so from here, we're going to quickly turn on our back. We're going to go to hamstrings one more time, 5 per side, then go and do this one more time. Okay, here we go. Onto our backs. Okay, we know what we're doing. So, setting up, towel onto ball of your feet, toes are pointed away. Okay, bending the knees. We'll go in 3, 2, 1. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend, straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Bend, straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Bend, straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Bend, straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Bend. And the switch. Okay, so movements of our feet. Toes are pointed, knees are bent. Here we go. We're going to straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Bend. Straighten, pull, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, boom, bend. And pushing up. Okay, straight on to our shoulders. Okay, nice. Okay, 5 reps. Come on, Beck, you can do it. Okay. So, pushing down, squeeze, and lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Push, squeeze, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Push, squeeze, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Down, squeeze, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4. Down. Down, squeeze, lift. 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. Down. And rest. Okay. So from here, one last thing that we're going to finish on, guys. Okay. We will need a wall for this. Okay. Now, I'm going to just use a box just to kind of quickly show you, okay, what I want you to kind of do. So you can see it from the side view. But effectively, we need a wall. And we're going to just kind of do one side. Okay. And we're going to make sure that this is a little bit of a play. Okay. So again, There isn't a perfect, good, bad sort of thing. This is up to you how you choose to explore, okay? The one thing that I will say is on the wall, when you have your feet, the distance, the height is really important. So obviously we don't want it to be like down here, but you know, there's no point bending this knee to get it as high as possible too, right? So using this box as an example, the main thing is a standing leg. We're going to face forward, okay? So imagine if this is the wall, I'm facing forward from this leg at all times. Now with this leg, I can turn, pivot, whatever needs to happen, okay? We're going to use our spine to dictate the load and the orientation of where the stretch or the work is happening from, okay? So again, with this leg, I can plant, I can twist, I can move my spine in any direction that I want to, but this will be done on the wall. Okay, so I want to do this on the wall as well, because I don't want to miss out on all the goodness, obviously. Okay, so on the wall, what that might look like, guys, is I'm facing forward, I'll plant the leg. Now, again, the cool thing about the wall, you probably can't see, I can go a little bit higher or maybe stay a little bit lower. Both legs are always straight. I can pivot on the wall. Okay, this leg is always straight, so you may feel stretch in that leg on the wall, or maybe cramping sensation of the hips as your hips are working double time to stabilize these positions, okay? We'll go for a minute. What my suggestion to you is when you find a nice place, maybe hold it for 3 to 4 seconds before moving on to find a new place. When you move, keep it slow, okay? So you're in control. Here we go. We'll go in 4, 3, 2, and 1, okay? So again, it's a very slow, controlled movement. And think about this as if you're exploring places. If you find a nice spot, boom, hold it. Okay, try get nice and long, squeeze those thighs. And again, then looking to move, okay, and explore different positions. The cool thing here is we can actually use our spine to dictate, okay, slight different sort of loading onto the lower body. Okay, this also feels quite nice in the spine. So you can look to keep the spine nice and long, or you can round or arch your back as well. So again, we can turn this into whatever you feel you need to do to feel good. You can try and smell your toes, okay? You can get away from your legs as much as possible. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back it off, shake it off. We'll go to the other side. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, crap. Central. Oh, shit. Okay. Keep it going. Embrace the suck-fic. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly, legs down. Shake it off. And then bring it in, fam. Let's have a quick chat. How you guys feeling? Whoa. Okay. Where we at? How you guys feeling?
Good.
Yeah.